Here's the headline. All right. This is CBS Sports ranking the NFL triplets. All right. So this includes quarterback and their top 2 targets, I believe. Part 1 from worst to 17. So the worst group are the Texans. All right. Who cares? By the way, who did this? This was Jared Dubin. Did we know him? I don't remember him.
Sounds familiar. That's what I was thinking.
I think we knew him from our 24/7 days at CBS. But anyway, all right. So Houston, Detroit, 31. Oh, there's your Denver Broncos chilling at number 30. Okay. So it's the quarterback, your number 1 back, and your number 1 receiver. So here's the logic. Quote, this is what he wrote. It was tough to choose between Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams for the running back and between Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy as the wide receiver. Maybe I understand the first part of that, but why was it hard to choose between Sutton and Jeudy? Let's go. We ultimately went with the veteran in both cases, though it's easier to see Williams supplanting Gordon early in the year than Jeudy overtaking Sutton as the team's top receiver option if Sutton is healthy. Still, it's a group held back by its quarterback play. If a rumored deal for Aaron Rodgers comes to fruition, Zach, we may have to redo these rankings. So, in other words, Zach, this isn't about Gordon. This isn't about Sutton. Right. The ranking here, again, is tied to, of course, Drew Lock derangement syndrome.
Oh, man. What kind of analysis is this? It was easier to choose the rookie second-round running back over the walk-year, floundering running. And go down a little bit. You have the Jets. Ahead of the Broncos with a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back and a number 2 receiver at best in Corey Davis. This is, Chad, I didn't want to get started tonight. It's the typical national media bias. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what the Broncos really comprised of. And that analysis about Jeudy, like you said, what's the choice here? Really, Courtland's not the top 10 guy. Jeudy couldn't catch a beach ball last year. Scroll down a little more. I want to just see how bad this gets.
Miami Dolphins at 28. New England at 27.
Wait. They don't even have a receiver on there for New England.
Yep.
So Cam Newton, who couldn't throw a pass last year, Damian Harris, who's a backup at best, and a tight end when you're supposed to have the triplets, meaning a receiver. Derangement. Keep going.
Derangement indeed. Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. Are you kidding me, dude?
Another no receiver. They drafted Devontae Smith. Why would you have Dallas Goedert on there? Anyway.
Chicago Bears with the red rifle.
Okay. All right.
That is, Zach, how far the depths of Drew Lock derangement syndrome has infected the NFL-loving world. And look, I wrote an article last night. It wasn't new news. It was based off something Drew said last week when he was on the podium on Monday. But remember when the story came out from Jake Plummer that he's pulling for Drew and he thinks that fans, if you're really a Broncos fan, you should want Drew to succeed and all that. And Plummer talked about how he hopes Drew and he thinks Drew will get the last laugh. Well, it was interesting that he used that phraseology because Drew Lock, his message to the doubters and to the haters and those truly suffering from Lock derangement syndrome on Monday was this, quote, I put every single ounce into that this offseason, talking about his efforts, to improve. Being able to do that gave me zero time to listen to all this stuff. Maybe I'll go back one day, read and laugh about things that were being said by people who ended up being completely wrong, close quote. So it made for a fun little article for me to write, sitting down last night and kind of just throwing something out there. But, man, the amount of crow that will have to be eaten, Zach, if Drew is even a modestly successful quarterback in 2021, will be substantial.
We're going to have a food shortage. We're going to have a shortage of crow. I looked at the list. You know who he has at number 18? The Giants. Daniel Jones. You put Daniel Jones at 18 with Kenny Golladay and Saquon Barkley coming back from a devastating injury, and you put the Broncos at number 30 with the talent they have. Half of those teams they have above the Broncos, they don't even list a receiver when the Broncos have a Pro Bowl receiver, and you can even say a former Pro Bowl running back. So the hate, this is the deal. People like to hate Locke more than they like to like the good players on the Broncos, the quote-unquote good players. It's all a point of hating Locke and going out of your way, even sacrificing your credibility as far as I'm concerned, to make it a point that you don't believe in Locke. And if they acquire Rodgers, they may have to do the rankings, may have to redo them. What is
No kidding. Because the duo even of Sutton and Gordon with Aaron Rodgers as the trigger man goes from, I mean, you probably have to put that top 5 at least, right? I mean, top 5 because Gordon's a pass catcher and he's a threat to be 1,000-yard back in any given year. But with Drew, no, 30th. And on one hand, I do understand some of the skepticism on Drew because, he went into 2020 with some pretty, some serious expectations. And then it was just one unforeseen obstacle, unprecedented obstacle after another one. And so the NFL at large, who was looking really for any excuse to pillory this kid that was, the dancer guy, the freaking Buzz Lightyear, he's at the podium at the Senior Bowl pointing and winking at media members. NFL guys, if you're not Patrick Mahomes caliber super stud and you're doing stuff like that, man, the national perspective, they want to find the hole in the boat because they just want to tear it down. They want to tear it down. And so Drew didn't have that kind of season. He had a very up and down season. It was like this. Season starts like this, and then like that. It was up and down. Was it Paxton Lynch categorical embarrassment? No.